Hello everyone. In this video, let's discuss how to write a program for lemonade change. At a lemonade stand, each lemonade costs $5. Customers are standing in a queue to buy from you and order one at a time in the order specified by the bills. Each customer will only buy one lemonade and will pay either 5, 10 or 20 bill. You must provide the correct change to each customer so that the net transaction is that customer pays $5. Note that you do not have any change in hand at first. Given an integer array bills where bills of I is the bill the ith customer pays. Return true if you can provide every customer with the correct change or false otherwise. Okay, so here in the question they mentioned that the cost of lemonade is $5 and people are standing in the queue and they will pay us either $5, $10 or $20. Out of these three denominations, they will not give us any denomination. And initially, we do not have any change at all. That is what they have given us the note. Here we have to return true if we are able to give change for all the customers. In case if we are not able to give change for at least one customer, we have to return it as false. This is a question. Let's take a sample input 1. So here first customer is paying $5. I'll get it and I'll keep it because I don't want to give any change. Second customer is paying me $5. I'll get it. I don't want to give any change. Third customer is paying me $5. I'll get it. I'll not give any change. And the fourth customer is giving me $10 and the cost of lemonade is $5. I'll take $5 and I'll pay the remaining $5. So when I pay the remaining $5, out of these three $5, I'll pay one $5, which means I'll have two $5 with me and one $10 with me. Fine. Now when you go for that $20, which is the fifth customer, he is paying me $20. I have to give him $15 in return. So where I have one $10 and I have two $5. So out of which I can give one $10 and one $5. I can give the change of $15 to the fifth customer. So I have written true, which means that I can give change for all the customers. Let's go for second example. In the second example, first customer is paying me $5. Second customer is paying me $5. I'll have two $5. Third customer is paying me $10. I'll give one $5. And the fourth customer is giving me $10. I'll pay the remaining one $5. So now I have two $10 but zero $5. For the fifth customer, I have to pay him $15 but I do not have change of $15. I have two $10 where I don't have even a single $5. So I have to return it as false. That is why I've got the output as false. Now let's discuss the logic in detail. Okay, so here I have taken an array where the denominations are mentioned here clearly. So here first what I'll be doing is I'll be taking variables to count the $5 and $10, but $20 is not necessary. So I'll take a variable, I'll initialize the value of 5 as 0 initially and 10 also as 0 initially. Okay, now I have to start the iteration. So to start the iteration, I'll take for each loop. Okay, int bill colon bills. So in the array name is bills, I'll take it as bills. So I'll give bill. Now I have to check whether I have got $5, $10 or $20. Okay. In case if I am getting $5, let's assume I am getting $5 from the customer. So if the bill value is equal to 5. So what is the actual meaning? I am getting $5 for the lemonade from the customer and I don't want to pay any change. But I will be having one $5 with me. So I'll increment the count of $5. I'll increment the count of $5. I can give 5 equal to 5 plus 1. Yes, done. What if it is not $5? Okay, let's go for one by one. So here the first element is 5. So initially 5 value will be 0 and similarly 10 also 0. Okay, when you go for the first iteration, I've got 5. So what is the actual meaning? Bill is equal to 5. So the value of 5 will be incremented by 1. Done. It is incremented. Then I go for the next element. Okay. I'll go for the next element. My next element is also 5. So what should I do? I have to increment my value of 5. Done. I'll increment it. Next value is also 5. So what should I do? I have to increment the value of 5. Done. I'll go for the next element. My next element is 10. Okay. So here I'll check my first condition. First condition is false. Then I'll go for the next condition. So the next condition I'll be checking is what if the bill value is not equal to 5? If it is not equal to 5, it might be equal to 10. Okay. In case if the bill value is equal to 10, what is the actual meaning here? I have to take $5 for the lemonade and I have to return me the $5. Okay. Here, what if I have $5 with me, and what if I don't have $5 with me? Let me give the first case. What if I don't have $5? If I don't have $5, I cannot give change at all because he's giving me $10. Remaining, I have to pay him $5. Where if I don't have $5 with me, I cannot give him change at all. So directly I can return false. So for that I have to write the condition. So the condition is, if I don't have $5, what is the meaning? If 5 is equal to 0, the variable 5 holds number of $5 I have. If it is equal to 0, what is the actual meaning? I don't have the change to give it to the customer, so I have to return it as false. Now, check the other case where I have $5 with me, where I have at least one $5. Okay, so in that case, what is the actual meaning? If I have at least one $5, what is the meaning? I have to decrement the count of $5 because I am giving it back to the customer. I am getting $10. Then I have to increment the count of 10. Is this clear? When the customer is giving me $10, I am getting $10 from the customer, so I am incrementing the $10 value, and I am giving one $5 to the customer as a change, so I have to decrement the $5. So in this case, what am I doing? When I get the $10 from the customer, I am decrementing one $5 because I am giving it back to the customer, and I am incrementing one $10 because I am keeping it with myself. Now, I will go for the next element, that is 20. I'll check the first case, it is false. I'll check the second case, that is also false. So what I'll be doing? I'll go for else, which means the last value, that is 20. Here, out of these three denominations, I will not have any other values in the array. That is what they have given in the question. Fine. So when I am getting $20 from the customer, what are all the scenarios I have to think? I'll check. When I am getting $20 from the customer, I have to keep $5 with me for the lemonade, and I have to give them remaining $15. So how can I give the change of remaining $15? I can give one $10 and one $5. So I have to check whether I have at least one $5 and one $10. So if 5 is greater than 0 and 10 is greater than 0. If 5 is greater than 0 and 10 is greater than 0, which means I have at least one $5 and one $10. In that case, I'll decrement the count of, in that case, I'll decrement the count of $5, 5 equal to 5 minus 1, 10 equal to 10 minus 1. This is one scenario. Now, there can be another scenario where I will not have $10, but I might have three $5 so that I can give $15 as a change. This is the another scenario we have to think. Because when a customer is giving me $20, I can give them a change of one $10, one $5, which is equal to $15. What if I don't have $10? If I have three $5, I can give them a change of $15. So for that, I have to write one more condition. For that, I have to write one more condition. So what is the one more condition I'm going to go for? That I'll write it here. So the another condition which I'm going to give. Okay. So the another, because two brackets you have to close here, that's why I have to do here. Fine. Fine. So here the other condition which I'm going to give is, now I have to check whether do I have in this else, if over, I'm going to give else one more if I'm going to give. What am I checking? Whether I have three $5. In this case, what is the actual meaning? If I have one $5 and one $10, I'll give this, I'll close it off. But what if I have one $5? What if I don't have one $10? In that case, I have to check whether do I have three $5. So 5 is greater than or equal to 3. If I have three $5, I can give those three $5 as a change to the customer. So when I'm giving $3 $5 as a change to the customer, I have to subtract $3 $5 from the count of 5. This is the second possibility. Apart from these two possibilities, I don't have any other possibility to give $15 as a change. Okay, so I'll go for else case. What if I don't have one $5 and one $10, which means I cannot give the change to the customer. So I'll give else value as return false. I'll give the else value as return false. That's it. So this bracket closes this else bracket and this bracket closes this for loop. So once the completion of for loop, if the for loop has been successfully completed, I can return true saying that I can give change to all the customers. In case if the for loop is not getting completed, I can say that I don't have change to give to the customers. In between itself, I'll give false. Any one condition will get satisfied. Now when I go for the last value, for $20, I'll check whether I have at least one $5. 5 greater than 0, yes, 5 value is 2. 10 greater than 0, 10 value is 1. So it satisfies this case. So I can give one $5 and one $10. So this will get reduced by 1 and this will get reduced by 1. So it becomes 1 and 0. I can give the change to the customer. Now when I go for the next iteration, I don't have any element. Directly I can return true saying that it is possible to give change to all the customers. So there were one more example where they have mentioned 5, 5, 10, 10, 20. Let's check this. 5, 5, 10, 10, 20. So this is the another scenario we'll take. Okay. Okay, let's go for the first element. The first element is $5. So if I'm getting $5, what is the actual meaning? I'll go here, the bill value is 5, I'll get it from the customer, I'll increment the count of 5 by 1. Then I'll go to the next element. I have got $5, so I have to increment the count of 5, I'll get it from the customer, so I don't want to give any change. Now when I go for $10, so when I go for $10, I'll check bill value equal to 5, no, I'll go for else, bill value equal to 10, yes. So now whether I don't have any $5, actually I have two $5, so I'll decrement one $5 because I have to give it to the customer and I'll increment one $10. Done. Then I'll go for the next element. When I go for the next element, so bill value is equal to 5, no. Bill value equal to 10, yes. So here I have to check whether do I have at least one $5? Yes, I have at least one $5 that I can give it as a change. So if condition becomes false, I'll go here. $5 will be decremented by 1, which becomes 0 because I am giving it to the customer, and $10 will be incremented by 1 because I am getting it from the customer. Now I'll go for the next element, 20. So when I am getting 20, there are two possibilities to give $15 as a change. One $5 and another $10 or three $5. That is the two possibilities. So first I'll check here, condition becomes false. I'll check here, condition becomes false because it is at $20. I'll come here. I have to check whether $5 is greater than 0. Actually it is 0. So condition becomes false. So I'll go to the else part. So check whether $5 is greater than 3, greater than or equal to 3. No, condition becomes false. So I'll go to the else part. I'll return false saying that I cannot give change to the customer. This is the logic of the program. Now let's go for the implementation of the program. Okay. So what should I do? First I have to initialize the value of 5 and 10 as 0. Fine. Now I have to take a for loop and I have to iterate the elements one by one. Okay. So first I am checking whether the bill value is equal to 5. If bill is equal to 5, what should I do? Just increment the 5 value. Just increment the 5 value. What if bill value is equal to 10? If bill value is equal to 10, what should I do? I have to check, do I have at least one $5? So if 5 is equal to 0, if I don't have $5, I'll return false. If the condition is false, I have $5 with me. So I'll decrement the count of $5 by 1 because I'm giving it as a change, and I'll increment the $10 count value because I'm getting it from the customer. Then I'll go for else, which means it is not $5 and it is not $10, then it should be obviously $20. If it is $20, I can give change in two possibilities, one $5 and one $10. So for that I have to check the condition saying that if I have at least one $5 and one $10, this is the case, I can give one $5 to the customer and one $10 to the customer. Okay, what if I don't have at least one $5 or one $10? All three are $5. So for that I have to check one more condition. If 5 is greater than or equal to 3. In this case, what should I do? I have to give 5 equal to 5 minus 3 because I am giving 3 $5, which is $15 as a change to the customer. If it is not satisfying any of this case, I have to return false, saying that I cannot give change to the customer. Once the complete iteration of the for loop, I can return true, saying that I can give change to all the customers. That is why I am giving return true. That's all. This is the program. Let's run the code now. Yes, it passes the test cases. Let's submit the code. Yes, it passes all the test cases. That's all.